Michael Blake from Real Geek Media, coming to you live from the second annual Cryptids Paranormal Convention here in Portland, New Jersey. Today I'm with Ron Yacovetti.
Sir, thank you for having me.
Paranormal researcher and author. Ron, tell us a little bit about this amazing setup you had here at the second annual Cryptids Paranormal Convention.
Well, I appreciate you calling it amazing. This is our first year doing it. Excited to be here. We just did an event last week, and I think that this dovetails off of nicely at the Shanley Hotel in Napanoch, New York, which was a trifecta called, named trifecta by a group called Get Haunted, to try to show a unification between the fields of ufology, cryptozoology, and paranormality. And it was really nicely done because there are, from a research perspective, commonalities between the fields. What they point towards, what the implications are, I don't think anybody knows yet. A lot of the individual factions, a lot of them within that have boundaries, like, we're just UFOs, you're just cryptid. But there are instances when, and we had the Ronnie LeBlanc with us last weekend, there are instances when characteristics of each of those experiences from an experiencer or a researcher are documented. So it's not like each one of them occurs in nature exclusive. They do have a footprint that a lot of times shows crossover. So it's worth looking into, I think.
Now, you mentioned to me before this interview that it was streams of consciousness that you believed. Explain a little bit more about that to me.
Excellent question. Very early in the morning. Very shallow into my coffee, but I'm going to try to answer it.
Go ahead.
We believe that when we're communicating with the afterlife, our project is called the Staticom project. It's myself, my girlfriend Lourdes Gonzalez, Tony and Sheree Rathman, who are out of Arizona, who've all done spirit communication for a number of years. We believe that if you think that there's survival beyond physical death, that what keeps going, what continues, is consciousness. And then so we started looking at not only vetting the authenticity of what we do to try to communicate, but also the foundation within which we think it all rests. And a lot of times, and this cryptozoology gets it too, ufology gets it, that's not real, that stuff's not real. But I think most people make that statement, whether they say it is or isn't real, without taking a step back and thinking reflectively, what do you even think reality is? We think that the one ontological primitive, or the one thing from which everything can be reduced to, but the one thing itself that cannot be reduced as a foundation for reality, is consciousness. Everything is within consciousness. So we think that when we communicate, we're getting voices, and we use words like spirits and ghosts and stuff because language compels us to label things with proper nouns for referential purposes. But we think that it's consciousness, and then the entities or communicators that we have, probably, if we had to guess, no personal agency. They're no longer in executive control of making decisions and moving around places, but that there are experiential states, emotional, perceptual. Those are what continues.
It's amazing what lingers after.
Yes.
Ron, where can people find your stuff? Where can people who didn't make it here today for this weekend's event find your material?
So if you go on YouTube and put the word in Staticom, there's a page that the four of us have for the Staticom project. Our partners in Arizona have a website called entityvoices.com. Ours is called GONYACParanormal.com. It's GONYAC Paranormal. It's a combination of my girlfriend's and my last name, Gonzalez Yacovetti. We went with Yak. Yak sounds like a bug repellent. Nobody would want that. So we steered away from that idea. But we do what is considered spirit communication. We do it in a method that is a rebirth of an older European method called direct radio voice. Anybody who's remotely into the paranormal, or very much so, knows the spirit boxes or the ghost boxes.
Yes, this method.
Yes. Okay, Estes uses the spirit box of the ghost. Right. So that was all started by a gentleman named Frank Sumption, who made the first Frank's box, sweeping through broadcast. So this method, direct radio voice, that we've adopted and then expounded on, predates that and outperforms it.
Wow.
By a long shot, but it wasn't on TV, so it fell out of favor. And I saw it and I could not believe. Imagine finding the fastest, most pristine car that was the most affordable price, with hundreds of miles a gallon, and nobody was buying it or driving it. You'd be like, what's wrong? That's what we found.
It's probably in the pyramids of Egypt.
It's possible. So we brought it back, we updated it, and just communicating with residents in pure white noise. Does it have radio? So there's no radio voices. They go, oh, you're hearing the DJs on the radio. Not possible. Closed circuit system. What's called called Staticom. So again, on those websites, or even if you on YouTube type in Staticom, it will direct you to
Now, what
it.
about your books? Where can I find your books?
I love that you asked. Thank you very much. Amazon, all 4 books are on Amazon now. The 5th one's coming out next. And I know upcoming there's a Paranormal Research Symposium in Gettysburg in August. So we're going to be lecturing on Staticom and ITC, which is instrumental transcommunication. That's the spirit communication part of it. And analytic idealism, which is the philosophy of mind and consciousness. We'll be lecturing on both of those as well.
Ron, thank you so much. I appreciate your time today.
Thank you very much.
Thank you to our camera operator for taking the time out of his day today.
Thank you for doing that.
Thank you so much. Second Annual Cryptids Paranormal Convention, Parlin, New Jersey. Check it out.
Thank you.